It's just not. It's not in the right place at all.
It'll work
Hello,
itself
guys.
out, or it won't.
Well, I'll just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Welcome to us. I'm
Yeah.
Cakes. That's D. That's D. Always, every time. It's not that way.
It inverts it. The StreamYard inverts it all.
I'm an idiot. And I've got something about. Why is it always at the beginning?
Well, I'd be surprised if we get anyone watching tonight anyway, because it's been a while since we've been on. So.
Oh well, we'll just chat to each other. We'll just have a little conversation. We were just talking about Dune, and to be perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea what D is talking about. But I'm kind of just nodding.
Yeah, it's a movie that's coming out later this year, but it's based on a series of books by Frank Herbert, and continued by his son Brian Herbert, but they're nowhere near as good. And he actually messes up the story completely with some of his stuff as well. Yo, Stacey.
Hey, Stacey. Yeah, I have. All I kept thinking was while you were talking about that was what they've done with like Ghostbusters and all the other.
It won't be as heavily influenced as Ghostbusters. That was just a complete fuck up. But just from what I've seen of the cast so far, they've messed up, like I say, big time by just turning a white man into a black female. And it's got nothing to do with any of my prejudices or anything. It's integral to the story that the characters remain the sex they were. It's like completely integral to the whole Dune universe that the genealogies are kept as they were in the book. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And they've fucked it up. So yeah. So it's going to be impossible to really make a decent film out of it, because now I know it's going to be completely genderfied. So yeah.
How dare they? Yes, Stacey. I did see the picture of your horse. I forgot to put it onto the laptop.
So you got a horse then, have you?
No.
Cool.
Hi P, hi Paul, hi Dagan.
Paul and Dagan, yeah.
I did it. I'm faster than you. Speedy Gonzalez over here.
Well,
what have you all been up to? It's been a fucking while, and I do apologise. I'll explain what happened. So I was in the kitchen cooking the Sunday dinner, and I bent over. Hi, Vlad. To grab a plate out the dishwasher because I was about to serve up, and something in my back just went crunch. It was like stepping on a bag of sugar puffs. Like, if you can imagine how that would sound, that's what, like, the back inside, like where my ribs are at the back, it just went.
See, when you were saying ribs, I assumed front ribs. So,
no, the back.
Yeah, right.
So I couldn't move there. I couldn't move there. I couldn't move forward. I could barely lie down. I could barely do anything. I literally just had to try and stay perfectly still in bed. The pain was literally making me cry. And I'm not a pussy, you know. I went through childbirth without even paracetamol, you know. Like, they came around after, do you want paracetamol? No, fucking don't. Go away. Get out of here, you know. Like, I'm not a little baby, and it fucking hurt. And I didn't play my Xbox, I didn't do anything. I just sat in bed. I watched Prison Break, and then I started watching Orange is the New Black, which I like it. I like Orange is the New Black, but there's a lot of sticking to stereotypes, and you can see how it plays into an agenda. There's a hell of a lot of virtue signaling.
Of course.
Yeah, it's.
So I've seen it on the lists, and I've kind of seen clips of it when it was on television before it moved over to, I think, is it Netflix it's on?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's not one I'm particularly want to watch. So
no, so I never really thought much. I was just like, everybody goes on about it all the time, but I thought I'd give it a go. It's all right if you just ignore the virtue signaling. If you know that that's what it's doing, and you ignore the fact that it's trying to manipulate your mind, then I think you're all good. Hello, Jin Smell. I've forgotten your real name.
Yo, Jin.
Do we just call you Jin? We do just call you Jin. It's okay. I'm having brain issues
I'm
today.
just going to put a link to what I've been doing all day. I've just finished the second part as well. So
no, I'm not Christian. Mars.
This link going into the chat, guys, is a link to 1984 audiobook.
Hi, Voynich.
So have a good... Yep, Voynich.
Voynich, sorry.
Well, you can pronounce it how you want. It could be niche. Voynich.
The only good thing about Orange is... Oh, okay. Well, don't spoil anything, because like I've just got to the bit where Poussey dies, and she is a black woman who is pinned to the ground, knelt on, and dies of asphyxiation.
That's funny as fuck. But yeah, that link I've just put in, you might want to click it yourself. It's a link to the audiobook of 1984. Well worth it.
Oh,
like I say, I've just finished the part 2. So
sweet.
when I'll get off here, I'll
definitely
be listening to part 3.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Definitely.
And then after that, there's the Brave New World as well. So I'll probably post a link for that next week. But it's by the same person. Yeah, this guy seems to do a lot of books, so I'm going to go through and have a look what other ones he's done.
Just finished watching Breaking Bad for the second time. Was worth it. Yeah, I really, really, really enjoy Breaking Bad until the last episode. I was just like, it's shit. And the film wasn't very good either.
Yeah, I've not watched the film, and I've only watched it all the way through once.
It's honestly not that great.
Well, for me, the first series was great, but the rest of Breaking Bad, it kind of went downhill for a while, and then it perked up at the end. But there's just too much downtime in it for me to bother watching it. It's the same reason I don't watch Better Call Saul, because it was just too
Dan's
slow.
watching that right now upstairs.
Yeah, it's slow as hell.
Yeah. Check out 1BR, a movie on Netflix, mind-blowing program. I'll have a look, Stacey, if it's on the English one.
Well, they've done a series of Brave New World. I didn't know that. I've only seen the movie, the older movie. I think it's 70s. They did the movie version of Brave New World.
Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sam. It's again dystopian kind of futuristic books written by people back in the day, so that people who had access to the plan, so you can see a lot of today's life in books that were written many years ago, especially 1984. Oh my god! I mean, even if you don't read or listen to the whole of 1984, chapter 17. I'm not sure. It's the last chapter before part 3. Basically,
it's on my Amazon downloads. I've got the book waiting to be read on my phone.
Well, this one you don't even have to read. You can just leave it on in the background, and it's an audiobook.
If I listen to an audiobook, I need to read along to it. Otherwise, I'll zone out and start thinking of my own things.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I have no idea what Westworld is, and Paul.
It was a good series. I've not seen the remake. They've remade it. So
I don't know what it is. But Walt's wife 100% is the worst character on Breaking Bad. Sky is fucking trash. I hate her. She's honestly the epitome of whining, whinging fucking wives. Just shut the fuck up. Leave your man be. Like, none of the problems would have happened if she just chilled the fuck out and supported her fucking husband.
Yeah, but again, also a lot of the problems wouldn't have happened if fucking Matey had listened to Jesse in the first place and stuff like. So, yeah. And I guess a lot of the stuff also wouldn't have happened if American had free childcare, free healthcare.
I don't think you'd have had a series if America had free healthcare. 2019. D. Westworld was cool. Westworld, oh my god, gotta watch the series on HBO. We are living in a blend of 1984, Brave New World, and Fahrenheit 451. We are smashed in the mid-region somewhere. Jesse and Walter had a gay relationship.
Bloody hell, yeah, so there is. Or 2020, it says here. It's a sci-fi one as well, so it will have a medium budget, I imagine, because Sci-Fi did a series of Dune, actually, a mini-series. It was kind of okay, but I'll have to check that one out. I'm sure I'll be able to find it somewhere.
At least they didn't have a miserable relationship. I mean, they kind of did. So, what have all you guys been up to? How has everybody been? there any kind of, like, I don't want to sound like Jamie here, but is there any kind of talking points you want us to bring up? I mean, I have a couple in mind, but I don't know if there's any that you guys want to hear our opinions on. Not that these probably not. You've probably not even watched any news, read anything.
No, I'm so out.
So you will have absolutely no idea what's going on
at the moment. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm
There's
sort
even
of
this Rittenheimer and all that kind of stuff.
Rittenhouse,
whatever. Wow, see, this is what I mean. Yeah,
you're in German.
I've heard a couple of people talk about it, but that's about it. So no, I'm not keeping up to date with anything. I don't give a shit about anything. Watership Down, love Watership Down. I've never actually read the book, to be fair, but
it's not about rabbits.
Was it the 80s? Was it an 80s cartoon? It's really quite scary for kids, but I watched it all the time when I was a kid.
I didn't see it. Sam has been playing games. That's what I've been up to. Me too.
And hello, Madam V. Thomas.
Hello, Madam. Yes, hello, Madam. I've been playing Xbox this past week. The 2 weeks prior to that, I was kind of maybe for a week and a half just solely in bed, and then for half a week I was playing for a couple of hours back upstairs, and then come back down a few hours
later.
You
can tell that you had time off the Xbox because Discord went quiet. I was getting no pings on my phone or anything. It's literally like the clan just shut down when you went away. It was ridiculous.
Whenever I'm not there, like if me and Dan went to a hotel for time,
then go to a decent hotel and have a bed that doesn't make a noise.
Pardon?
You could go to a decent hotel and have a bed that doesn't make a noise.
Yeah, that's where I go. You've seen pictures of the hotels that we go to. Come on, they're like... Okay, then. Is that better? Like, you've seen, like, the hotels that we stay in are like £130 a night. Like, we bone in fancy lands, I was drugged up on Friday, fried all day yesterday, started to feel normal today. Good times. That sounds fantastic. I think. I don't know. Were you drugged up recreationally or pharmaceutically? Stacey, I gained a shit ton of inner strength. Speak aloud your wants. No more psychos allowed. Cut all my hair off and prepping for hip surgery.
Oh, well, good luck with that surgery. Fuck that for a
while. Fucking hip surgery. Ouch. High hair loss can be a low protein issue, but get it checked out with your quack. Are we going back to 4 weeks ago when I was talking about my hair falling out? It's still falling out. I'm like 100% sure it's stress now because I've been eating things with eggs and things with dairy in it. I've not been eating dairy as in drinking milk, but say if there's like a waffle, then I'll eat that. I've put on weight.
Waffles got dairy in?
Waffles have got eggs in, the batter.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet waffles, not potato waffles.
I don't eat waffles. I've never liked... Oh, right, okay. Yeah. But I don't like either, so...
Party time, no farmer crap. Good shit, Paul. Nice. No, like today Dan brought home some lemon cake, so I ate that. There was a rave in Thetford Forest this week, and this weekend got shut down there. It sucks with Vermont maple syrup. There's been a lot of like the clubs and the pubs and whatnot reopening around here. I went out for lunch with my mama and my son.
Oh. Yeah, well, what's this I hear about Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Like restaurants offering like half-price fucking meals.
They have been for the past month.
I mean, what the actual fuck? Like, honestly, I mean, the most unhealthy activity you could do outside your house pretty much in today's life is eat out anywhere. Doesn't matter where you go. Like, it's the most unhealthy activity you could possibly do. The one that's going to be the most easy to spread any kind of disease, and the government are encouraging it.
I think it's to try and reboost the economy and whatnot, and keep jobs.
But it's not that. It's just like it's again more hypocrisy from the fucking government.
I completely agree. So we went to like a pub restaurant.
Yo, Jamie. Sorry.
Pardon?
I just want to say hello to Jamie. Sorry.
Oh, and when we walked in, there was a woman there with gloves on, asking and taking down everybody's name and phone number for track and trace, so that if there is an outbreak within the restaurant, they have people's contact numbers so they can phone them. Now, if there was a real pandemic, that's super fucking responsible. Like, if it was affecting more than 0.3% of the global population, then that is a responsible thing to do. However, it's 0.3% of the fucking global population. How scary is that with a 5% mortality rate? Makes me want to stab myself in the eyes.
I'm surprised it's even that high. Sunspread.
I know, but the 5% mortality rate is overinflated because I say 0.3% infection rate, but there's so many people who haven't been tested, and we've already discussed that that's because
with the tests that will give you false positives. So yeah.
And the people who won't get tested, who can't get tested because they're not vulnerable enough, also they can inflate their mortality rate. There is no disease.
Yeah, that's what Jamie's just put there. Like that. That's what I thought it was. I didn't think it was 5%. I thought it was like a 0 point. Yeah.
No, well, if you take the case number of confirmed cases, and get the percentage from the confirmed cases, then 5% of those confirmed cases have died.
Even is that with taking away all the exaggerated numbers, because now the government have actually admitted that they've exaggerated the numbers.
I'm talking globally. I'm not talking for the UK.
Yeah, but globally, the UK adds a massive fucking chunk to that.
But I can't tell how many. I'm going specifically from the numbers in front of me, working out the percentage with the numbers that are there. I mean, as to whether they're the real numbers, none of us can know what the real numbers are, but that's what they are. The numbers that are causing the fear is 5% mortality. So I'm using that number, and 5% mortality is nothing, you know. Do 2 vegan ice creams count as drugs? Yes. My sister just walked in very drunk, asking me for food. She scared the shit out of me. Nice. Yes, there is more chance of winning the lottery. Vegan herbs, all those synthetic drugs have been tested on animals. Okay. Doc's trying to make me take COVID test before surgery. I'm frightened they're not testing me for tuberculosis.
Oh, she's fighting, not frightened. Yeah.
They're not testing me. Yeah. Survival rate is 99.998% reported. TV is causing the fear. Yeah.
I mean,
TV, government, and each other. The sheep are causing the fear now.
Yeah. They're definitely on my Facebook page. It's well, a lot of them actually have moved over to the Black Lives Matter stuff now.
Yeah,
they've kind of given up on it. You keep hearing them, like, if anything, they only mention COVID to say they're not talking about it anymore. They're moving on.
Yeah,
like it's obvious now, it's real and all this kind of shit. It's like, for fuck's sake. But yeah. No, for me, thinking of it, the only thing I have really looked at is these riots that went on this weekend. Not riots, protests.
Yeah. Before you go on to that, Jamie's just put most of the deaths are over 80, which is over the life expectancy for this country. But that doesn't mean that they're statistically unimportant. Statistically speaking, I mean, the life expectancy gets higher and higher all the time. So, have either of you watched my latest videos? Which ones, Vlad? Be more specific. Because I've watched some of them, not all of them. Where have the terrorists gone? Have they all dropped
your live stream last night, but your videos, no. I can, like I say, I've just not been up for really filling my head with anything. The only thing that caught my attention was these protests that were going on. And if anything, I mean, all right, yeah, I know the protests are fucking like pointless and all that kind of stuff.
Hi, Dan.
It was nice to see that many people protesting. It really did. It did lift my heart a little. Like, I mean, if it hadn't been for seeing that, I might have even called this week off again, if you know what I mean. So it's lifted me enough to be able to like fucking like just because it was that went to Trafalgar Square was absolutely jam fucking packed. This was no just a few people getting together like it was with the early on ones and stuff like, and yeah, it was amazing. And yeah, it was all controlled, and it literally the people on the stage, they were all the people that would all call out as shills, but it doesn't matter. It was just nice to see there's that many people willing to get together and say fuck you. So, but this is the thing as well, because I went down to speak to my mum about it, and she was like, "No, I'm not heard about it. It's not on the news or anything." And then she went and had a look. I think she found a little bit on Channel 4 news, but there was nothing on any of the other news. And it's like, oh right, okay, yeah. It just goes to show it's this now. It doesn't matter like whether we believe it or not. We're ruled by the media because we're ruled by the masses, and the masses are ruled by the media. And this is kind of it's not even corporations, if you get me. Because obviously the corporations are the ones that own the media and stuff. But I mean, this is total media manipulation.
There's so much that should have been in the news in the past 2 weeks and hasn't. I'm just trying to get the link up now. I can't remember the exact number, and I can't remember where it was, and I cannot remember the circumstances because I read it 2 days ago. And my internet is not working. It's just going really, really slow. But there was 39. Here we go. I found it. 39 children found in Georgia for sex trafficking. 39 children were found in Georgia as part of a sex trafficking ring, and that's not on the media at all. Because why would it be? It doesn't fit the agenda. We're trying to get rid of the paedophilia to normalize it for the elites. So children going missing, we can't show that on the TV. Of course not. No, why would we do that?
Oh, not only that, if it's true about these rules as well with sending your kids back to school, I think in some countries, like I say, if they test your kid positive, they can whip them off to a fucking quarantine center and all this kind of shit. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if that's in this country or not, or just in other countries and stuff, but fuck no, I wouldn't be sending my kids back to school if that was
I'm terrified.
A law in my country.
Freddie's supposed to go back on Monday, and I am terrified. I am really scared.
So I'd take the fines and then just not pay them.
Well, this is it. Like, if I'm not paying for Freddie, if I'm not sending him to school, that means that I'm not having to pay for his after-school club childcare, which means that I'd get extra money. That money that I'd spend on his childcare can just be spent on the fines, you know?
Yeah.
Over here, so Sam's in Holland. Over here, nothing about protesting on the news, only COVID updates. It's annoying as hell. As I see is COVID, and more COVID. Yeah, a friend of mine is in Rotterdam. Actually, a few of my friends are in Rotterdam, and they shared a post from their window, a picture from their window of a protest, like the north part of Rotterdam. I can't remember what it's called. Like, you've got the water, and it's just above the water from like where you know what I'm saying. 20 in Ohio as well. 8 adults in Arizona were arrested for child trafficking. There was another 5 arrested somewhere else for child trafficking as well that I saw on Facebook, and I don't know who the fuck it was.
Yeah, none of it on the news. Why would they want to put it out there? I mean, it's like I said, I can't even deal with it anymore. It blows my mind. It blows my mind how apathetic people have become to it all. And hello, Cyber and Anuki.
Some spread said deregister your children. Simple letter templates on the net. Problem with that is that I'm in a really competitive area, and Freddie's at a good school, so
a good indoctrination center. They indoctrinate them really well.
Yeah, they do, but it's what has to be done. And the climate that we're in right now, where both me and Dan need to work. I go back to work on the 16th. I can't remember. I go back to work in the next 2 weeks, which I'm terrified for. But yeah, if I took Freddie out of school, his place would immediately be replaced, and I don't know what to do. Yeah, there's some protesting going in Rotterdam, but you don't hear anything about it over here, because for the past year the farmers have been protesting in The Hague. Oh, okay. Hey, I don't know anything about that. The farmers or farmers? Farmers.
I imagine he means farmers.
Maybe. What you got on the
Possibly.
plate
I don't know what
today?
a farmer is anyway. So.
What plate? I have a mug. Farmers. Yeah, you go, Sam. Well done. Good job. Gold star.
Yeah, Germany was
Proud
another
of
one. Berlin and had some big protests going on at Berlin as well. Yeah.
I don't think they're doing anything. Eating
No, they
at the
won't,
same
because
time.
they're not getting picked up by the media. If they were getting picked up by the media like the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff did, then it might do something. But this is the thing. Like I said, it's complete media manipulation. If people don't hear about it, it's not a big issue.
It is. And I saw a post, a friend of mine from Warface. I have absolutely no idea what his gamer tag is. I just know his name because he's not in any like prominent clans. So I can't remember who he is.
Yo, Mick.
Hey, Mick. But he put on a post on Facebook saying that this black man and this family of 3 were in a small car crash in a fender bender. It wasn't a bad car crash. All of them would have survived, but the black man got out and killed 2 of the 3 people in the car, and that's not on the news. Why is that not on the news? Because it doesn't fit the agenda.
It doesn't fit the agenda. Yeah.
The problem is that there's evil in every single race, you know? Like in my clan on Xbox, for example, I have people from most ethnic backgrounds and most countries. Like my clan is the most diverse clan on Xbox right now. And
you liberal, you.
I know. Love it. And they're all fucking great people, but they don't represent their race, and the evil people doing evil things in every race don't represent their race, you know? The problem is, because there's evil in every race, the way that the media is being so racist, it is driving a wedge in between everyone. And I'm just sick of seeing this fucking media manipulation every single day I open my phone. Black man did this, white man did this, and it's just like, really? Why? You know? It makes me angry.
No,
MSM.
And it's almost like, in a way, it's great. Like I'm taking like this kind of hiatus in a way. Like, I mean, I've not been around much and stuff, and I gotta say, I certainly don't feel angry. I just feel poof, if you know what I mean. Can't give a fuck anymore at the moment. That's my issue, I think. So yeah. It's literally, I think I blew a circuit. Like, just fuck that.
Sam said diverse for sure. I didn't know any Jamaican people who played until I met World Boss. Yeah, there's one in the chat, JMS Cyber. Jamaican something is the beginning bit of their gamer tag. It's JMS, but I said Jamaican me salty. Or Jamaican me sad. That's what JMS stands for. But yeah, Cyber, I think he's watching, or he just came to say hello and then went away again. But yeah, we've got the 3 Jamaicans. We've got a guy from Congo.
I mean, if you say beer can, 3 times in a row, it starts sounding like you're saying bacon.
Yeah, I know.
With a Jamaican accent. Yeah. Beer can.
Anunnaki said, well, I'm not going to engage in this. Last time I did, I was called a hater and a liar and all sorts of names. Lol. So yeah, you reap what you sow. I didn't. I'm nice. I'm a peach. I didn't call you anything. D, at least not giving a fuck isn't giving them negative energy. That's very true.
Well, engaging, I'm not sure what's so controversial. and he's getting called names.
I'm not sure either. Either. It's the usual divide and rule. What they don't want is for you to question the confines on the farm. Anything else is fine for you to argue. Yeah.
Oh, VB. Well, that's not everyone, is it? That's like
VB is not here.
you could
VB
just
does
get
not
it,
represent
like-
my views, and I do not represent VB's views, and that's for fucking sure. I adore the man, but we disagree on many things, to say the least.
See, my problem with the whole farming issue. Sorry, going to the chat there, is that well, I live on a green belt or around the green belt, and they're taking most of it away. They're making a whole new town, literally just over the hill, back the way I'm gesturing, and yeah, they're ripping up loads of farmland. It's all green belt area. It's sad. I'm gonna get the camera over there and film it before it disappears completely. They've already fenced a load of it off. They've already got rid of a load of it and built houses. But yeah, they're extending it all right away. It's crazy. I'm not even sure whether this will even be able to be called a village anymore. I'm not sure whether there's going to be anything to separate it eventually from this new town that's appearing. Yeah,
that sucks. But I guess we have to make space for more people.
Yeah, but not in the green bands were put aside for the green belts were put aside like in the 80s as like you cannot build on these areas. So I don't know how they've got around being able to build on them. It's greedy. Unfortunately, it's the greedy landowners around here. Like they can't do anything to the land anymore because they can't. There's not like they have the cattle and stuff around grazing and all that kind of stuff. They're not really growing that much anymore. Don't get me wrong, they're still growing and stuff but I'm over that way in particular. It's just mostly just been grazing land, and I think they're just selling it up to these developers to make some quick money for themselves. And it's again, it's the rich getting richer off this, and the poor are going to suffer. Yeah. I mean, because they're not going to be affordable houses. They're like not in this area. It's just not going to happen. They're posh houses. They're going to be like $250,000 houses, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's why OnlyFans is looking more and more appealing.
Sorry, you've lost me.
OnlyFans is where people sell pictures and possibly videos of themselves. I'm not too sure, but I know a friend of mine. He makes a grand a month by selling pictures of himself on OnlyFans, and there's people who make thousands of pounds by just selling pictures of their feet. For fetishes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Can't say the word. Fetishes. Oh, piss flaps. Don't even start on OnlyFans, mate. I could sell my feet. Just my feet. I have nice feet. But yeah, because making enough money to buy your own house just seems further and further out of reach every single day. Just it's ridiculous. The house market keeps going up and up and up and up and up. It's just
yeah. I mean, even the whole renting side of things isn't easy because my eldest is trying to get a place at the moment, obviously, because she's expecting in like 10 weeks. I think she's got left to go. So yeah, and she now knows she's not going to get a house before she gives birth, so she's going to have to carry on living with her mum for a while.
Yeah, I mean that's what I did. I decided to just stay with my mum for a bit. There was space, and here I am. Freddie's 7 now, and I'm still here. Because the thing is that if you renting is usually more expensive than a mortgage, which means you cannot possibly save any money. The only benefit is that if something goes wrong, your landlord can fix it. That is the only benefit to renting. Like if your boiler goes, the landlord will get a new boiler, but they don't necessarily have to do it straight away. I think they have a week to fix problems.
Which, even if with the council, like you're not going to get something done immediately, it'll take them 2
council
days
has
to come out and it'll take them 2 days to come out and fix it. Even if it's an emergency, they'll send an emergency bloke around who will stop any damage being done to the property, and then obviously they have to order in parts, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's different in Birmingham. Yeah, it's different in Birmingham because my dad was a gas man. So in Birmingham, if your boiler goes, they have to fix it within 24 hours. Or replace it if it can't be fixed.
Yeah, no, we when I was in the marital home, we went through 3 years in a row where literally 2 days before Christmas our boiler broke down. Like it happened it was crazy. Yeah, obviously, all right, in the Christmas period you expect it to take longer, but they still didn't come out straight away. It took them I think they actually came out to stop because it started leaking, and they'd sent someone out on Christmas Eve to stop the leak, and then they came and fixed it. It was about in between Christmas and New Year anyway. It was sometime in between there, and so we were without heat and everything for 3 years on a row over Christmas.
State that sucks. Stacey said, I think owning your own house is something we're supposed to want. More debt sucks. Yeah. The thing is that I'd rather pay each month into something that I'm going to be able to call mine than pay each month into somebody else's pocket just to make them richer. I mean, granted, I'm paying interest to the bank, which is giving the bank more money and stuff like that, but at least I get something physical at the end of it. Granted, you're paying for the walls if you're renting and the roof above your head and whatnot. It's not worth it.
It's not even that. Houses nowadays are not worth buying. The houses they're building, they're not worth buying, because you used to pay for houses in the past that would be very easily passed down onto your kids and that kind of stuff. They won't last nowadays. They're not. No, I know. They've stopped building them out of brick and stuff. They're all wood and plaster and crap. Like they're still charging the same price as they expect you to pay for an actual quality house that's going to last generationally.
Yeah, so a bloke I work with, he used to work on a construction site, and he said never ever.
Oh, I'm not sure whether I'm gone or you are, but one of us has. Let us know, guys, whether it's me or Cakes that's gone, because on my screen it's just Cakes that's frozen.
Okay, hang on then.
Ah, wait there, you're there. No, you've frozen again. Oh, it's Cakes that's gone. Right, yeah, Cakes, it's you. It's usually me. I'm surprised my PC hasn't shut itself down yet. I don't know what's going on.
Can you see me? Am I back?
Yes, you are back.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So a guy I work with, he says he used to work on construction, and he says never ever buy a new house. He said that he once saw somebody, after they'd finished building the entire house and the interior, accidentally drive a JCB digger into the side of the house and took a big chunk of the masonry and brick out. So instead of tearing the house down or taking the damaged bricks out and fixing it, when you see those houses that are lumpy and painted white, they literally just covered the house in stone and painted it white so that the homeowners wouldn't know the part of the house was damaged.
Oh shit! That's probably something that even a surveyor wouldn't catch up on unless they got lucky.
Yeah, no, exactly, and unless there's some kind of no. In fact, how would you even? No, exactly.
Unless you went around kicking it, right? And yeah.
Just kicking the side of the house. 2.88 mile mustache. I don't have a mustache.
tiny Hitler mustache.
It's my piercing.
Yeah.
No mustache for me.
It may as well be a little Hitler mustache. It is kind of like the sign of a SJW warrior, so, and they're mini Hitlers. And
fuck yourself. Look at you with your silly little beard. No, 10 o'clock, Chris. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Yeah, you can be living the whole Babylon Mile. Pardon?
He's mixing us up with the toilet and the outhouse.
You have. Go back. Do you want us to go for 20 minutes and come back?
Oh, we can always rewind. I don't think. I mean, it's not like you have to watch us live. You can always rewind and still have you say what we've said. You just where we going? What the hell is he talking about?
What do you mean, Chris?
Remember what we were talking about 40 minutes ago?
We talked about TV. We briefly touched on COVID. We briefly touched on Black Lives Matter, of course, because what else would we talk about? And now we're talking about house prices because we're grown-ups. Okay.
My youngest brother is like the most grown-up of us three, like the three brothers with my mum.
Is that the one that's at the nuclear plant?
Well, but yeah, he owns like 3 fucking places now, and yeah, he's doing really well for himself. So it's his birthday today as well. So happy birthday, bro!
Happy birthday! All property is
he won't
theft.
be listening.
The ceiling and all my upstairs
ownership,
is covered in wallpaper.
Yeah, the whole concept of ownership and that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous considering we don't like live in these physical bodies forever.
Yeah,
I do like the Aboriginal thinking when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's all just borrowed, basically. I mean, it doesn't mean you can just go around and take people's shit. Don't get me wrong, right?
No.
But, yeah.
Dan W, do you mean shared ownership or part ownership? Because there's the difference. Leasehold.
Oh God, yeah, no. I've been told the whole shared ownership's a nightmare because you pay you're paying a mortgage and rent apparently on that one. Like but you're not paying your mortgage to the bank really, or your rent to the anyone apart from the other the person who you're sharing your rent with. Basically, it's usually a like council scheme or something like that. So you just it's another way for them to screw you.
It is. But like I say, once you start renting, it is virtually impossible to then go on and buy your own house. It's so difficult.
Well, unless you are on a very high wage.
Well, I mean, I read you the Rightmove page, and the rent prices in my area are
twice as much as here.
Pardon?
Twice as much as this area.
For a 2-bedroom flat,
country, not necessarily in the city. Yeah.
2-bedroom flat, 750. For a 2-bedroom house, you're looking at 800-900. And a 3-bedroom house, you're looking at 1,200 to 1,500 a month.
The 2-bedroom cottage I rented, the people who knew me at the beginning of my channel where I lived, that cost me £525 a month, and that was that it went up. Like it was cheaper than that when I first moved in. It was like around just over 500 a month, I think. So,
I can't even find a bed sit for £500 a month here. It's sickening how much things are. And I mean, houses, you're looking at, if you want a house, you want.
Well, don't go wrong. I did have a particularly good deal where I was because it was a single occupancy house. It didn't have any gas going to it, so there's no central heating or anything like that. It was fully dependent on electric, so it was an expensive place to keep warm. But like I say, that reflected the price of the rent. Obviously, you'd probably be paying about £50 to £100 more if you were in a better area where you had access to more amenities or utilities. Yeah.
Stacey said at least $800 for a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment. That's still cheaper than here. That's still £600. Yeah. It's still cheaper. Oh, you're right, Kev. How are you doing? Where am I? Why are the British folk paying foreigners for their homes? It's a scam. Who am I paying for my home? What are you talking about? But then again, I'm not American, although I will fight for the people and Republic Constitution. But there are more limits on me than Americans. They should have ended the bullshit. Yeah. Artificially inflate rent prices and lower wages by wages? Well done, brain. Wages by flooding their lands with third world scam. Okay. Chat is a gun free zone. Then council tax. Oh, it's ridiculous. Like, I was working it out the other day. For us to just live without a house, like just assume that we had a house for free or some walls for free, we'd still be spending over like £700 a month on like water, gas, electric, council tax, TV license, our phones, our Xboxes, like all the rest of it. Like it's over £700 a month. That's my wages. It's just mine. But yeah, it was women who broke the family morals. The family roles.
Well, it's a joint effort. You can't really blame the men any more than the women. We all got tricked by the
I blame the system. I don't blame the men or the women. I blame the system for wanting more tax. I barter my housing with utilities and a garage for barn horse labour. Horses scare the shit out of me. I'm not going to lie. Like their teeth are like people teeth. You know?
No, see, I would love to ride a horse, but I've just never had the opportunity. And in that cottage where I lived, there was a stables like as well. So if I'd put myself forward, I probably could have got to ride a horse, but I never did. And yeah, it's something I still would like to do, like in a nice big open area, like so you can actually run the fucker.
No, they've got
I'm not particularly scared of them. I definitely wouldn't be able to walk behind a horse. Just too many scare stories from when I was a kid. Like you never walk behind a horse because they'll kick you, and yeah.
No, they're weird, man.
No, they're
donkey ride. No, the donkey rides are so fucking cruel. I don't care what the donkeys have to.
No donkey ride.
They're so cruel. I'll leave them alone.
I'd feel ridiculous on a donkey. I'm like 6'1".
You are a donkey.
Yeah.
Broke pelvis at 18. Oh, I think I rode a horse when I was like 13, 14, and I fucking hated it. I absolutely. My mum was like, "Yeah, ride the horse. It'd be great fun," and I like shit my pants the entire time. I like did not enjoy that at all. No, I just it's their mouths, it's the fucking teeth, man. They've got people teeth. It creeps me out.
Or if people got horses' teeth.
Always sad. Pardon?
Or if people got horses' teeth.
What came first, the people or the horse?
Yeah, I think horses are relatively new. They're like dogs. They've been bred now to what they are now. They were different back then. So the original horse maybe came before men, but the horses we have now, no.
No, I didn't say they did bite. No. I didn't say that they did bite. It's the fact that their teeth look like people teeth.
Oh, they do bite as well. Yeah, no, horses definitely bite. I have seen my brother got bit on the arse by a dog. By a horse. He got bit by dogs as well.
Okay,
but, yeah, he got bit by a horse because he was fucking around with it in the field when we were little kids. Yeah. Not like in a bad way or anything, just going up to it and trying to stroke it, like fucking around. You know what I mean with kids because we were always told to stay away from the horses in the fields because the gypsies owned them basically, so they used to just stake them in the field. They'd get pissed off if you went and fucked with them. So yeah, it was.
I used 2-1. Okay, horses in North Iraq. That's not. Do you want to rephrase that, Anunnaki? Cattle and sheep. And herds of Kangal dogs. Is that what that's? And a few donkeys and 2 camels.
I'm reading it. Yeah.
A man called bitten by a horse.
But that's until he sold the camels for a woman.
Did some women shag a horse once?
No, that's Turkey, isn't it? Where
there's many people who have fucked horses. Horses can be cheeky cunts, being bitten a few times. Yeah, I just wouldn't get close enough to the horse to be bitten. Like. I don't know, their mouths are just so fucking weird.
No, like I say, I like horses. They are amazing creatures. I mean,
goats on the other hand.
Goats are pretty cool as well. I like
goats. Are cute as fuck.
Because I used to take the kids up to Woodlands like as a yearly thing. It was like the yearly treat. We'll probably do it 2 times a year to be fair. But they used to have like a zone where you could go around and like pet all the animals and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was.
You having course, Vlad? Vlad says I'm eating dinner. Thanks for that, Vlad. Excellent revelation there.
I think it's because
Excellent
somebody was talking
revelation.
about their horse shagging. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Somebody. Oh well, we'll just call up eyes to see for that. I'm sure. Goats are cheeky as well. So are cows and other farm animals. Yeah, but they're so little and cute.
Sheep can be fuckers. I've herded sheep a few times in my life.
Sheep could be fuckers.
I'm not joking. I didn't think of the slip there, yeah. But no, that they literally most of the time they will be like sheep and just follow each other, like so. You've just got to kind of get them going in the general direction, and they'll go. But every so often you'll get a stubborn fucker who will just turn around and charge at you, like fucking just barrel you over, like yeah.
Like in the skit in what's it called, Jackass, where they go into a pen with the goat and they're playing like a trombone, and the goat's just like, and then charges at Steve-O, and I'm just like,
that one.
So good.
I never really got into the movies, but I did watch the series of Jackass quite a lot back in the day. Yeah.
Most farm animals are cunts, keep getting bitten. Why are you going up to so many like farm animals, Sam? Like, what are you doing? From house prices to fucking horses, brilliant. Yeah, it's just that's kind of what happens here, Kev. Welcome.
The random flow of consciousness that is one versus one me.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse, but I want to drop the link before we do, because I want to get I honestly want Vlad to get on, because I want to talk to Vlad about it.
I was going to say,
you have no idea what's going on
till midnight at the very latest, but I may even try and cry out at like 11:30, because
okay,
like I said, I've just got no one, so I can only apologise.
That's fine.
Join if you wish to join, and
drop the link. Click that link and you can come on the show. Dan W said, I did hear a woman shagged a horse and then died. I thought it was a man, but I'm sure there's been more than one.
Yeah, I've heard that story as well. How true it is, I don't know there. But yeah, a woman getting shagged by a horse and dying, apparently ruptured something, and yeah, it's quite
stuff. Yeah,
but it's well, like I said, it's a thing in America. Like in some states, it's literally there's no law against marrying animals, so there are people that are married to horses in America.
Oh, so, fucking sick motherfuckers. Sam said, well, I'll be honest, mostly I don't even know how I get bitten. There is a bit of farmland next to me. I think the chat can probably guess what you're trying to do to the farm animals there, Sam. For you to be bitten that often, if the farmland's right next to your house, we're gonna have to put 2 and 2 together there, mate. Ruptured something for sure. Yeah, poor person.
No, I can imagine.
You know, my heart bleeds for them. Fucking animal abusing motherfuckers.
Well, no, to be fair, this is the thing though, but I mean, the story around it is like that she wasn't exactly a willing participant, as most of these women who participate in bestiality, unfortunately, that's the darker side of porn, where it's more in the realm of sex trafficking. So
he's a bit young for me, Kev. Kev said I'd bite Sam if he was next to my house. I can't remember how. I think Sam's only like 18 or 19. I can't remember, but it's a bit young for me. Okay, well, I'm going to start talking about Kyle Rittenhouse without any of you miserable fucks joining then. So, for those of you who 20, I was close. For those of you who don't know who Kyle Rittenhouse is, he is a 17-year-old who went to the protests on the... His attitude in the before videos, you could kind of tell that he was going there to kind of mess.
I should probably just play Vlad's video, because I think one of his last 2 videos was about this. But no, go on. That was more of a joke. Go on, sorry.
Well, you could tell from the before videos that he was going there to start some shit and to aggravate some people that are already aggravated. So. You guys all know what I think about the riots. I am not for the riots at all, because rioting for anything, well, rioting for this and destroying fucking cities and destroying God knows what is ridiculous. So yeah, Anunnaki says Kyle, the kid who defended himself from being murdered, he is innocent. I don't think so. I don't
Again,
think so at all.
I cannot comment on this. I have not nearly enough information. So yeah, unfortunately, you are talking to yourself and the chat here.
As a normal human being, you're not going to go and put yourself into a situation where you're going to be at harm's way. Like, you're just not. Like, unless you're out for blood, you're not going to go and put yourself into a situation where there's loads of angry rioters. You're just not. And he did. I agree the killings were in self-defense, but he isn't innocent. So essentially, this kid had a
AR-15.
AR-15. There you go. Well done. AR-15 went to the riots, was shouting and being offensive, brandishing his weapon, shouting that he shoots lethal bullets and stuff like that. Or we don't shoot for non-fatalities, implying that he only shoots for fatalities. And then people started chasing him. Stupid, who the fuck is chasing him? Hang on. Well, he was helping the crowds defend their business. But he's 17 years old. He travelled across state line. He has no business there. There was no way that the situation was going to end well for him. There was just no way. There was no good outcome for what was going to happen, and he knew that. He knew that going into that. There was no outcome where anybody was going to be safe. Okay, there just wasn't. These people started chasing him. They threw stuff at him. People keep saying they threw Molotov cocktails, but I haven't seen a video with Molotov cocktails being thrown at him at all. I saw a plastic bag being thrown at him, but that was it. Then he shot somebody, and then they also chased.
Make a Molotov cocktail by pouring a bit of petrol in a plastic bag and like setting that.
But it wasn't on fire. It didn't look like it was on fire.
I wouldn't classify anything as a Molotov cocktail unless it's on fire. Otherwise, it's just a bottle of inflammatory liquid.
Yeah, and VB's just put, none of his shouting matters. He got attacked. Every bullet was deserved. His family property was his business there. The thing is to start with this, I do agree with both arguments. And I said this to Dee at the beginning before we went live. I said, I want to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. And I do agree with both sides.
Yeah, I just kind of wish I knew a bit more about it now so I could add to the conversation. But next week I'll let you know my opinion because I'll look into it more. But
yes, he got attacked, and like I said, he defended himself. So he shouldn't go down for murder for sure. For sure. Maybe aggravated assault, because he did go in there expecting to do some damage. He did, and it's not his place. It's just not during a riot. Like, he's 17 years of age. It's ridiculous. He was there to protect businesses. They started chasing him because he put out dumpsters they set on fire. Not guilty again, but he crossed state line, and he did have an illegal weapon. I checked. I can't remember which fucking state it is, but I checked the state's legal system. He is allowed to own a rifle for hunting purposes, but he didn't have the rifle. The rifle in the way that he had it was illegal for his age. So after he shot the first guy, he ran down the street, and then he was attacked again. He was hit over the head with a skateboard, and he shot the guy who, I believe it was the guy who hit him in the head with the skateboard that he shot in the head. And then he shot another guy in the hand who had a pistol. He shot him in the right hand, and he had a pistol in his left hand. And he could have finished the guy off, and he didn't. The thing I will say is that he did something that he should be applauded for completely. And we keep seeing that Jacob Blake, or whatever his fucking name is, didn't fucking do this, and he's been martyred. But after he'd done it, he walked down the street with his fucking hands up. So the police knew he wasn't a threat. He was turning himself in straight away because he'd just killed 2 people. He was not resisting arrest at all. And he did what a civilized human being should fucking do, which so many people don't do that. When you see it in the news, black person killed, they were resisting arrest. Don't fucking resist arrest. You know what's going to happen. Don't be a fucking idiot. Let me catch up. I disagree. He does. It's called United States. It's not UK, baby. You can travel all over the 50 states as your own. Yeah, I know. I understand that you can travel across the states, but he traveled across the states with intent to cause harm. He did. Peaceful protests are fine, but most are just an excuse for an argument. Yeah, they're not even peaceful protests anymore. They're not even protests. They are literally just fucking riots and...
Well, no, from what I can tell, the protests in London yesterday were perfectly peaceful. I didn't hear anything about anything kicking off or
I haven't either. But it hasn't been on the news, so how would we fucking know?
Well, I watched a lot of it live. Literally, there was a few channels doing like just streaming it live. So that's what I did. Watched it live.
VB said the bag has gasoline in it. Once it would have broken on him, then they just needed to light it. I hadn't seen anything where it had said what was inside the bag. So I cannot possibly comment on that. Should have clipped many more than he did.
That.
Pardon?
It was Vlad that said that. I'm looking for a comment by VB, and
VB said none of his shouting matters. He got attacked. Every bullet was deserved. His family's property was his business there. And then VB said should have clipped many more. Anunnaki said, if Kyle wouldn't defend himself and the people, those who attacked him may murder many innocent people and possibly prevented. I get that. And that's why I said the people he killed was in self-defense, and he was right to do that. He's in America. He is right to do that. But he also went into a situation knowing there would have only been 2 fucking outcomes. Nothing else could have come from that. He would either have died or killed somebody. He put himself in that situation knowing exactly what he was going to do and knowing exactly what those outcomes were. And that's fucking stupid. That's moronic. He's 17 years old. Your business is not worth your life. It's just not. Well, I wouldn't fucking do that. No amount of money is worth my life.
Yeah, money maybe not, but when it's something that's going to be your whole livelihood for the rest of your life and your family's livelihood, then yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to put down my life for my own business, surely, definitely.
Not at 17 years old. Not at maybe if I was 40, maybe, but there's so many other things that you could do at 17. He has wrecked his life. What he has done has ruined his life.
They get him at that age to join the army because they're young and pliable and all that kind of stuff, like, so, like, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, if he's ready to go and fight for his country, then why can't he go and fight for his family's business?
I don't think he should be fighting for his fucking country. He's 17.
Yeah, I'm just saying, legally, he could apply for the army if he was in the UK anyway. I'm not sure about America. I think you can apply for the army from the age of 16. I'm not sure whether you actually get in at that age, but you can certainly start the process.
And yet Dan just said one he shot was a rapist. Yeah, the other one was bad, and I can't fucking remember what he was. And again, let me reiterate, the people and his actions once he was there were justified, and he wasn't in the wrong once he was there. I'm saying that him going there at fucking 17 years of age was wrong, because he knew the outcomes. I haven't seen any of the violence people are talking about.
But I would postulate more that the gun would be a deterrent more than something that was actually intended to be used. Even if his 17-year-old ego was saying, "I want to go and kill some looters" and all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure in his real mind he's thinking the gun would be enough to stop it, like to keep people away. But again, I've not heard enough about this. I've not seen any of the videos of him saying he wanted to do bad things and all that kind of stuff before he went. And I've not seen any of the video of what happened when it was there, and I've not heard of any of the outcomes.
So the videos before, you could see what he was going to. Was the other one a pedo, madam? Okay. Yeah, that was what it was then. I didn't want to just. I had a feeling that's what it was, but I didn't want to just outwardly say it was. But he didn't know that's who they were. He didn't know who he was shooting. He just shot the people that were attacking him. And again, good on him, because he would have died. Like you know what happens at these riots. He would have fucking died.
Well, you know, I know what happens to these riots because I'm the one, if you remember, that was saying about that woman in New Zealand who took her kid to a riot and then bitched and moaned when the kid was pretty much abused, like ripped away from her and all that kind of shit. Like, so yeah, no, I understand the situation that you're trying to say, but all I'm saying is at his age, I'd definitely go and protect my family's business if I was able.
Fucking Vlad's comment here. It took a 17-year-old to do what men of his country should have done months ago.
And it sounds at the beginning, it said, from what's been said so far, that's kind of what it sounded like. It sounded like he had the balls to do what most of the people should be doing.
It shouldn't be getting his fucking
their communities
father
with their guns. That's what they've got their fucking guns for, to stop tyranny. And tyranny doesn't just come from leaders; it comes from groups of fucking people that are influenced by tyrannical fucking leaders as well.
Yeah, but it shouldn't take that. That's the thing. It shouldn't. It shouldn't fucking take a 17-year-old to do those things, and it shouldn't take. People shouldn't be having to do that.
What he's saying.
This
that's
is the
what
thing.
Vlad's saying there. Like, it took a 17-year-old because the men of his country aren't fucking doing it. Like,
I know what he's saying, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. He shouldn't have to feel that that's what he's having to do. But I still think that he put himself in an unwinnable situation, and the parents shouldn't have allowed him to. He's 17 years old, for fuck's sake. His life is fucked now. No matter which way you look at this, his life is fucked.
Necessarily.
No, because his name is across everywhere. I don't think he will. His name is across everywhere. No one's going to employ him out of fear of being branded a racist. Even though the two people he killed were white, he's going to...
This is the thing. He's got the name now. He could very well, if he doesn't go to prison for this, which I'm sure they'll probably try and push for.
Oh, he will. He will go to prison. I'm 100% sure
he could now write a book. He can go on TV show. He could make a fortune off this where he wouldn't have to worry about getting employed for the rest of his life. I don't think he'll be able to go on TV. Why would they let him on TV? For what? Right, maybe not on this liberal agenda television.
Exactly. He'd just be censored. If he wrote a book, his book would be censored.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there would be ways for him still to make money, and controversy sells. Even the media love a bit of controversy. So if it would boost their ratings, I'm sure they would publicize him.
Vlad said, "You do realize they are all criminals, so no matter who he shot, it would be a criminal." I realize that.
That's
Vlad,
a good point as
well. But he
is
also a criminal. He is also a criminal because he used his gun for things that he is not legally allowed to do. He can't go outside with his gun under the age of 18 in the state that he was in, and I can't fucking remember what state it was in, but he is only allowed to use his gun for hunting purposes. He was not going out hunting animals, and that's the purpose that he's legally allowed to use his gun. So him just going into the street, even if it was just to have the weapon for show, that's him breaking the law. So he is also a criminal. He is, like, whether we like it or not.
I'm sure a fancy lawyer could twist it that he was out hunting animals, because humans are animals. I'm not saying that's what I'm just saying. I'm sure it could be spun that way, and that's kind of the way I see it. To be fair, he just went hunting some despicable people, but whether he knew how bad they were or what they'd done, it is irrelevant. Like Vlad said in that comment that I've just put up on the screen, that everyone there was a criminal. They all shouldn't have been there. They all shouldn't have been doing what was being done. But the thing is, it happened, and
Like,
he went
I
out
feel
really
like
what was morally correct. Thank you.
I feel like the chat
pretty
is
much where I was
completely.
going with my thing, and that wound up better than I could get my brain to formulate it. Chris, thank you.
I feel like the chat is completely missing my fucking point.
No,
yes,
I'm
Vlad,
not.
it was self-defense. How many times do I need to say it to you? Yes, it was self-fucking defense. Self-defense.
You're
yes.
getting a bit defensive now. I think this is.
Yeah, because people are fucking missing my point. My point was that a poor 17-year-old boy has just fucked his life.
Yeah.
He isn't going to get off. I know you guys all think he is, but we are all mostly like-minded people who all agree on things that the rest of the fucking world doesn't agree on. He has fucked his life. His parents shouldn't have allowed to do that. Yes, he was a ballsy man. Yes, he was standing up for what he believes in, which is right what Chris just said. I don't think he is. I really don't think he is.
He's set for.
Yeah, I know he knew what.
I think he's set for life.
I really don't think he is. Not in this fucking world.
He's potentially set for life if he plays this right.
I really don't think he is. But you are critical of self-defense. I'm not critical of self-defense. I was critiquing his actions going there, not his actions once he was there. And I said that. I said, I agree with everything that he did once he was there, because he was either going to die or have to kill somebody. Once he was there, once he was being attacked, he did the right fucking thing. And I fully agree with the fact that he straight away gave himself up to police, because a lot of people on my Facebook were like, what's his name? Jacob Blake. Is that his name?
I have no clue.
Yeah, Jacob Blake.
Vlad, if you are jumping on, we're going to be stopping at 12 at the absolute latest. And if you're not on by 11:30, then we might even shut down then.
I don't know who Covington Catholic boy is, to be perfectly honest.
Covington Catholic boy in MAGA hat got 80 million from CNN. I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know who it is. But the people on my Facebook are very, very, very left wing, and I used to think that I was left wing, and fuck me. They say that Jacob Blake was just checking on his children, the known sex offender whose wife had fucking called the police on him. Yeah, was just checking on his children in the back of the car, and he got shot 7 times, right? So they're putting him parallel to Kyle Rittenhouse, saying that the black man got shot for checking on his children, but the white man who killed 2 people got to sleep in his own bed. There's a difference.
I think I saw that meme earlier today on Facebook. Actually.
There's a difference.
That's why I kind of recognised the Jacob name, but didn't really. So,
okay. See, now
he's the guy that ran away from the cops, and they shot him in the back.
No, well, kind of. So they tackled him. They had him.
Yeah, I think we might have even talked about this. I might have talked a little bit about this with VB the other night, but again, I was clueless to the situation. So.
Right, so they tackled him, and he was on the ground. They had him dead to rights. He was, he had a restraining order against him, and he was at the person's house of whom he had the restraining order again. VB, you crack me up.
So it took a second for it to pop up on my screen.
My chain of thought, VB. So they tackled him. They had him dead to rights. He was breaking the restraining order. They were in the process of arresting him, and he got out of being held down. They tased him twice. He carried on moving. And VB said something that was very worthwhile. How many times have we seen in the news that somebody has been tased, or they've taken a bullet because they've been on God knows what drugs? How many times have we seen that? So many times, and then it's put the officer in danger.
Well, see, this is in America. right? If your citizens are armed, your police need to be armed. They need to be ready to shoot to kill. Unfortunately, that unfortunately is going to lead to innocent people getting shot. But the thing is, it needs to. It does. The whole thing is, yeah, it's a shitty thing that fucking happened. But unfortunately, if you shoot an innocent person, right, there has to be a trial. There does have to make sure that you weren't in a mindset that you were just out to fucking kill somebody yourself, or you were having a shitty day and just were a bit trigger happy that day or whatever. Like, yes, it does need to be, but unless there is malicious intent found, the cop does need to just be allowed to go back to his fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I don't agree with jobs, like with cops, like, I mean, I'd be quite happy to defund them and us start getting run by street gangs again, because at least then we know they were fucking criminals. Like, at the moment, like, we trick ourselves into thinking they're there for us. Like, I mean, it's a joke, but
So, the police already knew they had a warrant out for his arrest and that he was dangerous. So once he ran to his car after being tased twice,
this is the guy where people were saying he had weapons as well, wasn't it? So they thought he was armed.
He's been known to have weapons and he's been known to like brandish them before, but he didn't have a weapon on his person. When he was shot, he didn't have a weapon on his person, but they did find a knife in his car after. So for all the police knew, after going to get a criminal who's resisting arrest, and then he's running into his car, of course they're going to fucking shoot him. He's just been tased twice. Of course they're going to, because for all they know, there's a gun in the fucking car. You know? Yeah, no. You're right, Vlad.
So yo, Vlad, but you might need law and order, madam. I would be quite happy with chaos. Like, I'd be quite happy with strongest survive. Like, more animalistic kind of living. Like that would be preferable to me than what we live in at the moment. So you keep your law and order. I'm quite happy without it. I don't need it.
How are you, Vlad?
First and foremost, free Kyle Rittenhouse. He needs to be free. Look, this is the thing. He went there with the intent to help his family business because they vandalized it, and then the surrounding businesses. Okay, that was his intent to go there. He didn't go there with a gun because it was already there. So because it's a friend of his, and they decided to have him there because all the stuff that was going on. And he was actually there too.
He didn't take this gun with him then.
No, it was already there. It was his friends that was already there.
Right. So now the news report. The news report that I heard was that he travelled across state with the AR-15.
No,
right?
Okay. Friends. Okay, now he's also he's an EMT, so that's why he had the medic bag. He's trained in that, and he's also a lifeguard, which is where he had a job that he during this time to go out to a local lake there. He was just that day, and the day before he was doing the graffiti stuff, which is a video of him doing it, and then then he was there that night because they had all those protests and shit, and then they were just protecting the businesses. And then he had and there's a video of him putting the dumpster out. He had a fire extinguisher and put it out, and that's when they started chasing him. And he got lost from the other people he was with, and then they got separated. And that's why he was just trying to get. And then he started going towards the police, and they started firing. And I think now the first guy that got shot, he didn't shoot him. Somebody else was shooting at the Kyle kid, and it hit that other guy. So it's Antifa killed the first guy. Because the ballistics are, it's not the bullet. I guess the bullet that was in the guy's head it's not from an AR-15. It's a handgun that shot him.
Right. See, pause for just a sec, Vlad, before I get lost. So first of all, every single news report I spent since VB's video, I didn't really know much about Kyle Rittenhouse. So since VB's video live stream that he did the other day, I have gone on to countless news reports, countless YouTube videos, loads and loads of things. And every single news report that I read, it said that he took that gun across state line. And every single news report said, now again, you guys know I don't trust the news, but everything that I have read and every video that I have seen suggests that he went to do damage. Didn't suggest what you said. So I need to somebody can send me the links. Vlad, send me them on Facebook of him putting out this fire and stuff like that, because I have seen the video where he runs across the street into the parking lot, whatever you want to call it. Then the guy dies. The guy gets shot. I've seen the people trying to stop the bleeding.
Well, you know, that was him. He was the one that was initially there. He was trying to he called 911, and they said, get him. So he took off. He had to take off because they were getting ready to tackle him there.
I've seen that bit, and then him get hit over the head, and then get hit over the head with a skateboard. And like I said, and I did get defensive because I felt like a lot of people were missing my point. The shots that he fired were right, and he could have killed that guy that he shot. He basically shot his fucking hand off. The guy that he shot, he could have double tapped him with ease. He could have shot him again, and he didn't. He shot the guy that was on top of him, about to do some serious fucking damage. And again, he didn't do the wrong thing in that respect. And I said to Dee at the start of this, I agree with both sides. But now, after what you've just said, if I can find my own proof, because, you know, I can't just agree with what you say, because that makes me ridiculous.
If he didn't take the gun with him, then he's 100%.
That's completely different.
Yeah,
that's completely different. If the gun was there, that is completely fucking different. But like I say, every single news report that I have seen, or every single thing that I have seen about him, has said that he took this gun across state lines illegally.
Was it MSM? Because that's what.
Of course, they're going to have to see that.
You've just been checking out like the mainstream news reports of you.
And that's where they're going to fuck up, because now he's got the attorney pro bono of the kid, the Covington kid, and he, you know, they had, I think it was like $500 million, and they settled out of court when it was initial, but $500 million between the three networks, and so that they settled out of court, he got at least $150, $200 million. They ain't going to settle for anything less than that. And maybe more. I'm just saying, I'm going low. I'm lowballing it, and that's $200 million that kid got. So, and because they defamation of character. They had maybe like he was going out there to cause all his problems, and he didn't. That Native American guy got up in his face, and even has video of his grandson saying, "Okay, Grandpa, we got what we needed. We got him." That's what he said, because it was a setup. Well, it's the same thing now. They're making this kid like he went out there to go out there and start killing people. Well, that's what these terrorists are doing. The fucking rioters. They were out there. That's what I want to tell you too. They're the ones out there with the intent to hurt other people and burn places down. So it doesn't matter about anything else. That kid had to be protected. Yeah, I'm not going to go out there and look. But maybe if I had a family business, I probably would. I don't have nothing out there that I have to go risk my life right now. I'm not going to go looking for trouble. I've been telling everybody that. I said, but the motherfuckers better not get in my face. I'm just going about my business, and they get in my face, they're going to have a problem. But I'm not going to go out looking for them, because then it puts me in like you said, it puts me in the wrong. I understand that part, but that's not where he was at. He had already been there for a couple of days doing other things for his family's business, and then he stayed there to help protect it at night, because during the day they don't really do anything. It's the night they start setting shit on fire and busting windows out, walking around. Do you see what they're doing? See, they're the ones with all the intent. Yeah. He's just being prepared for what comes up, and you have to be prepared. And that's what I'm saying. It took a 17-year-old kid to do this and stand up and say, "Enough's enough. Fuck this shit." There's nothing he did wrong at all. Nothing. I don't care if he had fucking 500 guns and had to start. But he waited till his life was in danger. Like I said, only shot the two, because there was 5 people five adults were trying to beat up this fucking 17-year-old kid, or kill him basically, because a black guy tried to stomp his head in, and he didn't do it right, and his foot slipped off. So that's one guy, and there's 5 of them attacked him, but he shot 2 because there was an imminent danger. He could have shot everybody there.
No, he could. And again, like
I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
But chat, you kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Like, firstly, madam, I don't just look at mainstream news. Come on, you've known me for a fucking year now. Like, don't be fucking ridiculous. I don't just look at mainstream news. I looked at people who were fucking defending him. Even people who defended him said, yes, so what? He carried a gun across state lines. Like, fucking YouTubers that aren't big YouTubers, that you look at their other videos and they're all of what we say. You know, like, I'm not just looking at mainstream media here. And then Anunnaki, yes, I know opinions and feelings mean nothing. I know that, and I said I agree with the fact that he killed those two people, or one person, as Vlad's just said. I understand that completely, and I completely agreed with his actions once I was there. It's like you're only listening to what you want to argue with me against. You're not listening to what I'm actually agreeing with you guys on. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like
that's why I want to come on and help you understand that your
the beginning
stance
bit,
on what
Vlad,
you felt, how you
fucking
felt.
Great. Yeah. I need to find, like, please send me some links in a bit, dude, because that would be fucking awesome. Yes, I might be repeating the mainstream narrative, but the mainstream narrative that I have seen is that he's a fucking murderer, and that's it. That's what I've seen. That's the mainstream narrative, not what I have said. Not what I have said, where I have agreed with you guys. All I said at the beginning was that a 17-year-old shouldn't be putting himself in that position.
Yeah,
because of the position that I believed was true, because of what I have heard from other, things, from other YouTube videos, from other outlets, what I have heard.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
I'm going on the information that I have, but Vlad has come and cleared the missing bits that I didn't have, which is great.
But not saying, I agree with you. A 17-year-old shouldn't be putting himself in that situation, but he did, and we got to support him and be there, back him up 100%.
At 17, you can go to war for your country in the UK. I'm pretty sure by 17 you can. Yeah, whether 16, you shouldn't or not.
I think it's 16. I think
you can
17.
start the application process
ridiculous.
at 16. I don't think they actually put you out
and you can go to early cadets at 15. Like, the early army training is 15 years of fucking age, and that is sick.
I was in the Marine cadets at 11.
Yeah, it's sick.
No, before
it's
then,
disgusting.
even possibly. It would have been before then.
And sea cadets that are training kids to join the fucking Navy. Yeah. Oh, it makes me so angry.
No, I loved it. It was awesome. I got to take apart machine guns. I got to fire a cannon. Yeah, no, it was great.
It's pretty cool.
Use any live ammunition, but yeah, the cannon. That's one of my highlights of my life. Like that.
I'd quite like to fire a cannon.
It was so fucking loud.
I was literally
sorry, we're going off subject here, but no,
I was literally jumping for joy and getting all excited, like doing the fist throwing in the air. I never do that, but I was like, fucking finally, somebody's standing up to these bastards. And you got all these people getting their asses beat in the streets. I mean, at least try to fight till you can't fight no more. They're just falling on the ground and getting themselves beat, unconscious and dying, getting killed. These are grown men. So, I mean, to see this kid, I mean, it's just, by any means necessary. There's no reason for them to attack him. He was running away. He was not a threat to them. Okay. No, and if they go and chase him down, it doesn't matter why he was there. The point is, it happened. And that's the point we need to look at, because, and I said, there's things to show that he did not go there with the intent to do that. So that the whole argument is gone. That's what I'm saying. He's going to get out. They just got to go through the process. They can't just release it now because there's official charges pending. So they got to go to the court, and then they're going to say, okay, well, this is our evidence. This needs to be dismissed. Or even if it goes to trial, it will get dropped. He will be exonerated because there's too much video out there showing he did not. I mean, even beforehand, he said, yeah, I'm ready. He goes, I'm ready here to protect my family stuff. His family's friend. The businesses, neighboring businesses. They had a bunch of people there. He just went to go put out a fire with a fire extinguisher because he's trained with that. He got his EMT training, and then he got separated from them because you know how they swarm people, and that's how he got where he ended up where he's at.
Yeah, and I hope he has the charges dropped. I fucking hope he does. I don't think he will. Because of the way the media is portraying this, I don't think they will. I think the media has taken a grasp on this, and the left have taken a massive grasp on this, and they're not going to let it die. They're not going to let him off. I think they're going to make an example out of him. I really do. And it sucks. It sucks because, again, for the millionth time, his actions were fucking justified. And again, the end bit of the video that I've seen where he's holding his hands up. Grown-ass men don't fucking do that. Grown-ass men don't surrender themselves when they've done wrong, you know? Yeah, and he fucking did. And that showed so much courage, especially with the current situation, especially during a riot. And that's what I was trying to say. But Chat fucking jumped on me for not listening.
See, if you know, watch the video. Three of those. I don't know if they're Humvees, whatever those military or the police cars, trucks they had. They're all jacked out. 3 of them drove past them. They're just kind of like, go ahead and go, because they watched it all happen. They'd seen what happened, and the only thing that they were going to do, that's why they didn't tackle him, because they were just going to question him and get the story, get his point of view of it. They have to do that's part of an investigation. So they weren't going to initially arrest him. It was the fucking DA that did that.
Yeah. Well, that's why the Facebook post that I've seen where he shot and killed 2 people and he still got to sleep in his own bed. Yeah, because he fucking surrendered himself. Like, they even gave him water and everything and let him go and chill with the people because he'd found the group of people that he was with.
Yeah, as I said, they didn't see it as a crime because they watched it all from a distance.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, the act itself wasn't a
white
crime.
Privilege. Fucking hell, he's
and that's how it's being portrayed as white privilege. When in retrospect, he handled it like a fucking boss. So. Like, he really did. Yeah. He handled it like a champ. Because I'd have been scared shitless. And you can see he moved the weapon to the side.
It's almost a shame. It's almost a shame it wasn't a black kid that did that and the exact thing, because then it wouldn't have got picked up. It would have just been another one of those things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it would have. Like that post that I saw of the guy who killed the 3 people, the black man who killed the 2 people, but that's not in the fucking news. Kev, the Smone smasher, the Smone smasher.
How about the fact that Jacob Blake, they dropped all the, they released all the charges of him raping a fucking 15-year-old. That they dropped. No, I guess it's still. Can they still bring it up? Right now, they released it, so he didn't have the warrant. So he's free now, and he's a fucking criminal in so many ways.
It's worse than that. Let me say this a little bit more articulately so that Dee understands what's going on. So Jacob Blake, the guy that we were talking about who got shot in the back, he has a restraining order against this woman, and he was at this woman's house, and his wife phoned the police on him because she knew that he'd gone there. He was a domestic. He had charges out for warrant out for domestic abuse, but he had also sexually assaulted a 15-year-old. Okay, but they've dropped the charges against the sexual assault against the 15-year-old.
No, Vlad was saying this last night on his stream. Yeah.
Okay, so for anybody else, they've dropped the charges so that it doesn't seem like he's a criminal, to fit the narrative. So okay, he's got a warrant out for his arrest, but he's not a paedophile or anything. They've dropped those charges so that it doesn't seem like he's a bad person, just to fit the fucking narrative. And again, there are fucking horrific acts committed by all fucking races, but it's the media who's being racist now and pushing this demand. And if people still don't believe that the media has such a big fucking grasp on us, they're fucking lunatics. Black privilege, yeah.
It's. I mean, I feel bad for my girlfriend because she's like, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to hear this anymore. And she's only worried about the weather because, there's going to be 3 more hurricanes coming this way. Thankfully, the 2 that were here recently, they won on the east and west of us. But she's more worried about that. She's just so done with that. Here I'm like getting all worked up and stuff. And she's probably just like, what the fuck? Are you going to stop yet or what? I'm like, I'll stop when this stuff stops. It's just so much. So annoying.
It's insanity, but having listened or be in the process of listening to 1984 again, it's crazy. I mean, obviously, because I read 1984 back when I was a teenager. I've not read it again since, but I've watched the 1950s movie and I think 80s movie. I think it was 80s. A few times since, but the movies lose everything that's important about the book. I mean, because at the moment, you may as well be talking about what the kind of mentality that's written about in 1984. If you get me, how they get people to be in a state that we're in right this very fucking second. It's absolutely crazy. And like I say, the most important chapter is chapter 17. So It's because that's where I finished off before I had to come on and set up for this, and it was I may as well have been listening to the news, not listening to an audiobook of 1984. It's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Absolutely
Hey,
crazy.
here's how the latest about the George Floyd. They waited 3 months before the toxicology report was released. They could have done it 3 months ago and solved a lot of this. And the day before he was released, his brother had the GoFundMe, $14.7 million they got, and he took it all out. And then now they released this the next day, and it shows that he basically, no matter what happened, the amount of fentanyl and the non-fentanyl, he had 3 different types of fentanyl in them, plus methamphetamine. And just there's so much because he basically was eating it to keep from getting busted. So he overdosed himself, and he said it says no matter what any circumstance, there was so much in his body he would have died no matter what. So and then his lungs were 3 times their size because of all the liquid that was building up, and that's why he said he couldn't breathe, because he was standing up, saying he couldn't breathe. So how you choking somebody? Having a conversation. What it was is his lungs are filling up.
Sorry, I got totally put off. But the last 20 seconds of what you were saying there, Vlad, because VB.
I heard you, Vlad, but VB, yeah.
Okay, what does that mean? Finished off? Do you finish off 1984? Or did I?
I finished off to 1984. Yeah.
Oh,
fucking disgusting!
Although the book is quite saucy, actually. The book is quite saucy. Yeah.
Love some sauce. That was last night for me. Last night was a great night. When your boyfriend goes to a different country for 4 days. Woof! Woof! I had a great time last
Here we
night.
go.
Multiple great times.
Yeah, I'll go and try to find those. I'll give you some links to the video, the videos I found.
Yeah, message Facebook me them.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
After this, but yeah, I definitely wanted to. That's all. I can see where you're coming from that point. I just I want to come on and clear that part out for you.
No, and that's great. Like I say, everything that I had read and seen, not necessarily in mainstream. Said different.
Well, yeah, because they're basing it off mainstream.
I'm so pissed off. Yeah, I'm so annoyed with that. Like, I don't mind, but you guys fucking know me, man. Like, fucking hell. I'm not a sheep. Oh, speaking of sheep, okay, I want to talk about Corona for a minute. Okay, so Chris mentioned masks earlier, and he was asking people whether they choose to wear, whether they're wearing masks because they think it's in their best interest for safety, or because they just want an easy life and don't want to be stopped and stuff. And a lot of them say because of the easy life. So, because it's mandatory and because I live in a town, or a city rather, a lot of shops stop you. Some shops don't, but a lot of shops stop you. And because I work for a quite left-leaning company, I was worried that masks would be mandatory. So I texted my employer and I said, do I have to wear a mask? Not just because I don't want to, but also because if I have something on my face or something above kind of here, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen me like pulling down my neckline. It's because I can't have things up here from when I was almost strangled to death when I was 15. And I can't have like material on my face. It just freaks me the fuck out. So I didn't want to wear, you guys already know I don't want to wear a mask, but I also don't want to wear a mask because I know I'll have a fucking panic attack. So I asked my employer and he said, no, that's fine, but you need to get a sunflower lanyard. Now, have you guys seen some English people? It's not an American thing.
Oh,
so,
I've heard of it, yeah, but I'm pretty sure if it's not necessary by law. So if they make you do it, you may even be able to have a case against them, for trying to discriminate you, basically.
Yeah. So I have a sunflower lanyard for that exact reason, D. For that exact reason, because they can't
sue them. You can probably sue them for discrimination then.
Because they can't discriminate against a disability. And I have a lanyard that says I have a hidden disability.
Just do it. I will. Fucking take them for as much as you fucking can.
Yeah. So for the Americans and for the folk who don't know what these sunflower lanyards are, they're basically a green lanyard with little sunflowers all the way down it. And they're a symbol for hidden disabilities, which is actually pretty helpful. And I was thinking of getting one before coronavirus came out as a thing so that I could attach on it that I'm partially deaf. so that when I get these really quiet speaking customers, can't fucking hear them, and I'm saying, sorry, can you repeat that, and trying to be as polite as I can. Whereas at least if I have something on my thing saying that I'm partially deaf, you know, they can. I'll answer that in a minute, Kev. We'll all answer that in a minute. So anyway, I got the sunflower lanyard, which basically says that I have a hidden disability. In this case, it's my anxiety in the context of not wearing a mask. But it can be for many things. I guess VB will have many things to say, because it would also cover fibromyalgia. Because that is a hidden disability.
Yeah.
Fibromyalgia. Because that's a hidden disability. You know who the subs are unless they wear a mask. So yeah, that's basically what the sunflower lanyard is for, just to show that you have a hidden disability, and to kind of not judge people.
Yeah.
So Kev says, you think we shouldn't wear masks? Sam replies with, masks suck, Kev. No, Kev, we shouldn't, because he's broke his phone. Chris says, Vlad says, Chris, fuck me. Even if I'm in remission for cancer. So if you're in remission for cancer and you're worried about this virus, then you should probably be self-responsible and just not go outside. The masks pretty much don't do anything. Let me just show you.
Unless you've got an N95 mask, they do fuck all.
And there's some new statistics. I heard you guys talking a little bit, but
look how much protection that is.
But,
sorry, go ahead.
I didn't catch everything about some.
I personally think if you wear a mask, you're a Nazi. Yeah.
A lemming. I look at it as a lemming. You're just following everybody else.
No, like I say,
there's some new stuff that came out yesterday.
You are. It's literally you're going along to get along just because somebody told you should. Yeah, no.
That's a lemming.
Yeah.
Now the CDC, Center for Disease Control, they came out with their real numbers, and instead of being like 186,000 deaths from COVID, it's actually about 9,500. Because all the other ones, that's the ones that's only they died just because of so-called COVID, which is a cold, versus all the other complications that other illnesses were involved that it triggered them and they ended up dying. So it means what 186 and 9. So basically 157,000 people overshot that had other complications. You know, and we already know the COVID is just a common cold. And then every year in the United States, 60,000 people die from the influenza and the cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
worldwide, it can go quite high. It can be up to like 1 billion people. No, not 1 billion.
Why are you smoking? Can I have some? Oh my God, that was great.
I meant
fantastic.
It can don't.
Talk about population control.
Right, it's good. Right, the game I'm doing at the moment deals in billions, not millions. That's all. That's all. And it can go quite high up into the millions when it comes to deaths worldwide, is what I was meant to actually say. But
of course.
A fucking billion.
I was thinking about what they're saying now with the United States. I mean, so they're making this whole thing is just is stupid because it's just a fraction. I mean, it's like what so 9,500 versus 60,000. Let's use those two numbers.
No, so like even in the UK that they took like 10,000 off the official stats, and I'm sure it's going to come down more and more as the years go on and more of this is exposed. So
Sam says words aren't really working this evening, are they? No, Sam, they're not. Words are hard. So you fix it for us.
I'm gonna try if I can find it. There we go. Yeah. Words are hard.
Oh look, it's come up different and fancy. Oh, I love that.
I changed it. Did you not notice? Because what you can do?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Is you can go to.
Hey Sue.
You go to. Is it guests? No.
I'll try not to, Sue.
Screen, general, camera, audio. No,
yeah, I forgot to do my ticker. I was so.
Cola.
No, I've been doing my ticker at the bottom with all the same what episode it is and stuff. I forgot to because I had to. I shut my computer or I reset everything and I forgot to put it back up. And so now I'm so mad at myself because now it throws that Saturday night's episode completely off. and don't match the other 3. I'm like so mad.
I can't remember how I did it, but there were.
He pressed the buttons.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's not giving me the right options because we're probably live. You probably get more options when you're not live.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can change it. Well, you can't.
No, it's in brand. You go to brand, and basically all I did was change it from default.
Minimal
to minimal. Yeah.
Yep. You can, so you gotta start putting the ticker at the bottom.
How do you do
your banner? The banner, it's banners, and then you have a little state that says a tick. It's called a ticker. You check that thing, and it makes it across. It scrolls across the bottom.
I don't see anything for a ticker.
Ticker?
Scroll.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be the option, and once you have the banner made, it'll be on the bottom right left-hand corner of that.
No, all I've got is show, edit, or delete.
No, it should be on the once you're on that thing, it'll have an option to. Oh wait, no. Okay, go into the edit part. I think you gotta go to edit first, and then it's inside there.
Yes.
And it's gonna be scroll or ticker, which is that little, the little thing that goes by. And then you put whatever in there. There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot to do that with my last episode, and I fucking jacked the whole thing up, man. And I was so mad at myself.
Oh shit! Yeah, because you want to keep it looking
consistent.
The same, like consistent. That's the one. Yeah.
And I was doing different colors. And all the colors were different. I want to do a different color for each. That way you can recognize the colors too by being a different episode. And I fucking forgot to reset that when I had to reset the whole internet that before I went live. I was like,
it doesn't take much to impress me, clearly.
Like, no.
Yeah. Well, you'll be on it again from the future. So, but yeah, hello, Mummy.
How'd you change the background? I couldn't figure out.
The background that was in the settings I was just in. If you go to brand, and it's just got that one option. You can if you want to put different backgrounds in, upload anything of your own. You've got to pay for.
They had to have the pro version.
Yeah. So you
Are
can
you okay,
have that or just a black one. So I just thought, why not have the leaves on the background?
I wish
you can also have a countdown. If you go to brand, you can also this might cut us off now, but you can so you can have a 30-second countdown that you can put in as well now. Yeah.
Can I ask Americans in here? I
had gotten emails saying that even the standard version and the premium, both you can do more. You can do up to 10 people now.
And I can swap people around now as well.
Yeah. You're not restricted to this.
Kate, when Kate looks up, she'll be like, "No."
Why?
Yeah, I can just swap people around now. So yeah, can you put you two on the bottom and me on top by myself, or is it gonna always be two on top and it's sorted that way? Just a shuffle that way.
Two on the top.
No, it only lets you swap from
Stop
box
it.
to box.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Some people would come in so we can get more than 6 because it's supposed to have more up to 10 now. Even
apparently,
on the free version.
I can't ever see that happening. I think I'd go bonkers with more than fucking 6 people in here.
Chris,
conversation.
As long as Galibor isn't in here, we'll be fine.
Fucking rude.
That guy.
My ego couldn't cope with that, Chris.
I just don't know why he keeps coming back. Like, it makes no sense to me.
This is annoying.
I had to turn Jed off the other day. I text Vlad and I was like, I can't fucking listen to him. I cannot listen to Dali. He makes me want to bash my head off a fucking wall. So
I missed that stream completely. I did get a text from Vlad, like I saw the next day, but I think I messaged back. Oh, I'll avoid that one then. Dali's
Stacey
a dick.
wants to.
Yeah. The thing was he went to his crying about he didn't get a fare, whatever. So Jed's like, okay, go ahead and say whatever you want. And then about 5 minutes into it, he's like, well, where's everybody? Jed kept telling him, hey, no, this is about you. This is your thing. So what happened to D? But you know what I'm saying? So it was so annoying because he wanted everybody else to go in there. It's like, no, this is not debate thing is just as you having to say what you want to say, and Jed gave him an opportunity to do that. He kept, where's everybody? He wanted to argue with people is what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Instead of, and he had no point.
But this is the thing. It's always the same thing. He never comes with anything different. It's not like he's like, oh, found this new evidence or this new stuff I want to talk about. It's always exactly the same stuff.
Yes, that's the first time. That's the first time I heard him talk more about what he was talking about. So, but yeah, it's still like 2017 from what VB said. The flat Earth stuff. It's like that stuff's old news. I said, I'm being a flat Earther. I don't want to hear about it anymore. There's other things better that's more important at hand. And especially 2017.
Right. He bases everything on the gyroscope, yeah. But that's what he says he bases all his belief on. Is that still the case?
That was the first thing he said. He was like, "I am a gyro engineer. I have studied gyroscopes." And as soon as he said that, I was like, "I'm done. Yeah, if you're not even going to say anything new, I'm gone."
But this is the thing. I asked him last time. How do you know that a gyroscope remains rigid in space? How is that proved? He could not answer the question. So. Again, he's basing his belief off of a belief.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know, if you get me. Like, I mean, I'm sure you could go and find out. I'm sure, like, if I was inclined, I could go and find out how they know that a fucking gyroscope remains rigid in space. But, to my mind, nobody's ever satisfied that question to me. So, how anybody can use that as a proof when they can't even explain how the tool that they're trying to explain works, then it's a waste of a time.
Now, when you're saying rigid in space, is like where nobody's holding on to it, or it's not fixed to like an airplane and stuff, right? Because once you do that, it's not in space. It's still fixed to something that is mounted, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, basically, right. When you manipulate a gyroscope, like if you calibrate it on a plane, it will spin, and if you move it, it will go back to position. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's rigid in space, as far as my understanding of it is. It will always go back to its original calibration, and that's obviously how it manages to navigate. But my point is, how do we know that it's remaining rigid in space? If you get me, because obviously if there's all this like movements and all this stuff supposed to be going on, how can anything be remaining rigid in space? And if they do remain rigid in space, then why do they need to be recalibrated all the time?
Yeah, well, because if like in a plane, the plane's it's moving forward, obviously. So that's one direction. It's having to recalibrate itself, right?
Yeah, this is what I mean. There's recalibrations and all sorts you've got to do in order for the system to work. But my point is, how do we know it's doing what it's supposed to be doing in the first place, which is remaining rigid in space? I've not ever heard the explanation of how they've measured that it remains rigid in space, apart from the fact that it remains to its original position when it's moved. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's moot. Right now, it's moot. We got other things more important.
It's doing what it's supposed to do, so that means it must be doing what we say it does. If you get me, that's not a good enough explanation for me.
Yeah, I never really got into the whole gyroscope thing. I understand how it works. I just I didn't go any depth of where I know exactly the microns of it's spinning, how many times it's got to spin, and all that stuff. I don't know any of that, but I'm aware of the basics of it. Yes, but yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah. I mean,
well, it's like a screwdriver, right? We can all explain the tool and how the tool of a screwdriver works, if you get me, and why it works. It works because it's designed. You've got more grip, you've got a better leverage from it, and all that kind of stuff. We can explain it, but when it comes to the gyroscope, you can't explain why the gyroscope does what it does, or if it's really doing what it says it does. If you get me, I've never heard the explanation of how they determined that a gyroscope remains rigid in space.
Yeah, because isn't it three things going on, three spinning things going on at the same time, right?
I think it's gimbaled on 3 axes, isn't it?
Yeah, three axes. It has the 3 axes going. That's how it. And that's what I to me, it doesn't even matter. I don't see how it's going to be able to prove a flat plane or curved ball.
Yeah, I mean, but it could well be. But again, until that question, I'm not going to repeat again. It is satisfied to my satisfaction. I would never use it as any kind of proof or evidence, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's exhausting. Like, I mean, we brought Dalibor up, and there's all of a sudden we're talking about flat Earth stuff. I mean, what the hell's going on? But anyway, we've only got 3 minutes left anyway. So
I can't with Dali. He just makes me want to bash my head
anyone
off.
has, yeah.
So you go. Yeah, you're at 1:50. You're an hour and 54 minutes. So you're gonna you said 3 minutes.
It's an hour and 50. Oh, we must have started late. All right, we'll go for another 5 minutes then. Yeah, go on then. If anyone's got their say, we'll go for another 5 and make it 2 hours. Oh, and Jamie, if you're still there, did your meet go okay yesterday? Did get many people turn up? I doubt he's still here, to be fair. He's probably just come in at the beginning, said hello, and gone off to another stream. But
probably. But if you are still there, I haven't watched Jamie in ages. I haven't watched anything in ages. The only video that I have watched, the only 2 videos that I've watched to completion was VB and Vlad the other day. Was the only 2 videos that I watched all the way to the end. The one where VB went live and then you went on after, because I was like, hey, Vlad, go live because I need something to watch because I can't sleep. Then like 45 minutes later, I was falling asleep.
I think the 33-minute one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
When we read the news, I liked it. I enjoyed you just reading the news, and you were like, "I want guests on," and I was like, "No, Vlad, I want you to just read the news to me."
I know. Yeah, I know. And when you said you were leaving us, I was like, "Well, fuck." I was like, "Kate's even gonna be here. What the fuck was me? What am I still doing this for?"
I wasn't there for that, unfortunately. The last VB one I watched was the one I was on. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I participated, so yeah.
Yeah, I did, VB. I watched you to completion. I winked as well.
No.
So apparently we've got some major chemtrails going on at the moment. I'll take it because we got quite a bright moon. You're able to see them still. But yeah, so so my mum's quite into the whole chemtrail stuff. She's that's probably her favorite conspiracy.
Well, watch the last Outhouse if you haven't, because it's pretty good. I have Cigar Faces on here.
I watched I definitely watched your Outhouse because I wasn't in the chat much. I didn't participate, but I was there the whole time anyway. So
okay.
The thing that bugs me, like, you know, when you're rewatching a live stream and you just really want to fucking comment on stuff.
That's why you gotta join. You gotta start joining them.
Oh well, yeah, no, I know, but I was having sex. I mean, you can't hate me for that.
I know. I know. That's why I said you might not be in there. So go and check out my videos. I have links to the BitChute. There's a few of them that's on BitChute I don't have on YouTube because they'll get banned. Yeah. And one of them did get an age restriction. The one is talks about the Jew fags.
Yeah, you said that last night. Yeah, not last night, the other night. Yeah. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Because you said all of your videos you're cussing them anyway. So what does it fucking matter?
Yeah, it said excessive language is what it said. I was like, what the fuck? And it said sexual content, and I didn't have none of that in there. And that's what I was talking about, the fags sucking each other off.
That would probably do it.
But
I mean, hang on a sec, Vlad. Hang on a sec, because we very rarely go through a 1 versus 1 without me talking about either sex or Dan's dick.
Yeah, I know.
And now you've
I think it's because the Jew fags. Well, see, you see how I did that? Because on the BitChute version, it's still, you can see the words where it says Jewish faggots, and that's full. But that on the YouTube one, I split the and I kind of sidestepped it so you couldn't. You can see what it is, but the algorithm won't pick it up and see it. And then I typed it backwards in the title is backwards.
Yeah, I noticed that. I
did that intentionally.
So, Vlad, final remarks, because we've got 1 minute and 20.
Oh, that was it. Check out my videos. I got a bunch of new videos.
Yeah, I hope you've got a link to your BitChute somewhere, because I'll put a link to your YouTube channel in the chat. So if you want to check that out, get over there.
On my YouTube channel, all my YouTube channels videos have it linked to BitChute. I have it like peppered all through it, all of it, because that's the only reason I had the YouTube on there was to get to BitChute, but nobody was going over there, so I started putting some videos over. And I also have Gab. I have on Gab now. I got rid of Twitter altogether, and I got rid of TikTok. TikTok kept kicking me off. Fuck that stupid thing. Oh, and that new Triller, that new one. They gave me the English or the US version of TikTok. I put a video up, and fucking 15 minutes later, I got banned. I have a video about that. You can look at that video. 15 minutes later, I'm banned. I mean, this was TikTok. I probably had 25 videos.
Is TikTok actually banned now then?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I have one video on. I have 8 views in 2 weeks. I was getting my videos were getting 13,000 views. Like one of them had 13,000 views in like 2 hours.
So you're shadow banned over there.
Yeah, then they shut it down, and they removed it, and then it got put back up. But after that, none of my fucking videos are getting views. Like 4 or 5. Like the one I have on right now, I only have one video on now, and I have everything going to fucking BitChute. It's just a link to BitChute now is all I have it for. I have 666 followers.
Nice.
I think I've still got 4 on BitChute.
Yeah,
So,
my videos usually get like over 100 views when I put them on BitChute. So it's I mean, for small channels, it's definitely if you want views, go over to BitChute. Like put your stuff up on BitChute. But
yeah, definitely BitChute. I get a lot of views over there.
So I'll be posting a video on here that I actually recorded and edited 3 or 4 weeks ago and completely forgot to upload. Nightsu. So I'll be posting that on here in the next few days. And I will also be posting another gaming montage on my channel in the next week and a half. But I'll tell you about it next week. It'll be great. Those are my final thoughts.
Oh yeah, free Kyle Rittenhouse.
I've got nothing. I don't care. I don't care enough to have a final thought.
Oh man.
I just don't give a shit at the moment. I really don't. Like, I mean, the whole world can just fucking go and fuck itself as far as I'm concerned at the moment. It's
thanks a lot,
dude. It's fucked me over so many fucking times. I've had enough. Like,
stop the world. I want to get off.
And I don't want to be bitching and moaning and like just be a poor me. So fuck everything.
Well, don't make it about you.
Yeah. Well, no, the trouble is my life is about me. So yeah.
Thanks,
no,
Stacey.
that's what I mean.
Good stuff, Kev.
Fucking fuck the government and fuck everything and yeah.
Fucking
sad enough. Bad enough. Like I say, I know nothing's going to happen, so and that's why I think why I've had enough. I've fully realised now that fuck all is going to happen. Except it's just going to get worse. So, and I can have an awful lot of fucking no final thoughts, can't I? Right. Cheers for popping on, Vlad. I appreciate you popping in, mate.
Thank you, Vlad.
Yeah.
And thank you, chat. You've been great.
Oh no, I'm definitely not mad, VB. I said I'd like if you. I just said I'd prefer if you left out for 24 hours because where it pisses me off when I wake up the next day and you've taken a video down that I wish I'd had a chance to watch. But yeah, I have no problems if you take stuff down. It was a great conversation. So yeah, it's just a shame that anyone here who's now heard that we had a conversation probably won't be able to go and see it.
I know VB.
Yeah, it was the first like one-on-one with me and VB. I'd never done a one-on-one kind of thing with VB. We've always been in groups and stuff when we've chatted. So yeah.
Put back up, VB.
Yeah.
Sam Hefton, Kleine Piemel.
Huh?
He's Dutch, so I said Dutch words to him.
Later, everybody.
Just to make him cross. Thanks, guys. Be good.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
I've got to click twice. Sorry. Bye.
Dumbass.